Why does my heart feel so glad? Why does my soul feel so glad? Why does my heart...
I have a really good friend who comes to church with us every Sunday. And if you didn't know that he wasn't a Christian, you'd think he was a really good one. I mean, he's the first guy to say, man, can I give you a ride somewhere? He's the first guy to say, yeah, no, come on over, sleep over, don't worry about it, we'll deal with it tomorrow. He's helpful, he's hospitable, he's just an awesome guy. He's a better Christian than some Christians I know. And he doesn't even know Jesus. And that's where I kind of feel about this whole emergent thing. I'm trying to wrap my head around doing things that are right and then doing them for the right reason. And I don't get it. And I wish I did. So I've been really struggling with this idea of orthopraxy versus orthodoxy, right? Where orthopraxy is right action and orthodoxy is right belief. And to be honest, I think that the emergents have it wrong on this one, you know? I mean, I've always been taught and I've always been raised, and it's the kind of thing that I've come to on my own. I believe it now that, you know, your beliefs are what influence your actions. And it's not the other way around. And I see these guys like Brian McLaren, Rob Bell, all those guys, doing things that I think the church needs to be doing and saying things that they need to be saying to people that we've ignored and that we've gotten mad at and talked down to for all these years. But then they turn around and they say things like, oh, we don't really need the virgin birth, or Jesus isn't the only way to reach God. And I look at that and say, and I can't help but just remember what Jesus said in Matthew when he says, you know, there's going to be people who are going to come around and they're going to say things and they're going to do things that are great. They're going to do them in my name, but come that day, I'm going to look at them and say, you know what? I don't even know who you are. So the last thing that I want to do is make this about that issue, right? But this is something that I think needs to be said. If you don't know who he is, Tony Jones used to be the national coordinator for the Emergent Village. And one of the things that they never talk about at Emergent is the homosexual issue. And Tony Jones just came out and he said that he believes that gays, lesbians, bisexuals, if they're in a monogamous relationship, can in fact live as Christians, and he's okay with that. And you've got to think, I mean, he bases this whole argument on his emotions and his experiences and the way that he's grown up and people he's known who are gay, and that's great, and that'll inform what you do and how you live your thoughts and your beliefs and your theology. But it shouldn't inform what your theology is. That should come from the Bible. So, we're in this book-obsessed culture now, where we have all these books. Like, we've got this book, which is really nice, talking about marriage, it's great. Then we got this book, you know, talking about what a Christian is and how we're viewed and how that's great, how we gotta fix it. Then we got a whole bunch of other books. Books about worship, books about drinking, Elvis, you know. We got great books. We got books about Jesus. That's good. Books about Joe. Books about the church. My pastor once told me that I'm the only guy he knows who's got Brian McLaren and Margaret Driscoll in my library, which is nice. But we got all these books, and we focus so much on them, and really, they all belong in the trash, comparatively. Because all we really need is this, and then that's going to set up a whole other firestorm, I know. But this is what we need to get to. This is what we need to read. We don't need to read these things all the time. We need to read not books about the Bible. We need to read the Bible. So we got to leave these where they should be. Read this. So there's this new thought about experience and how our experience shapes our theology and shapes how we think and how we view God. And it doesn't make any sense. Because we've taken Scripture, we've relegated it, we've put it away and put it aside. Experience doesn't shape our view of Scripture. Scripture takes our experience and then shapes how we deal with it, and how we view it, and what we do with it.
Why does my soul